Well, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday. It's a fabulous Tuesday out there, and I hope you're enjoying your week thus far. I'm excited about everything that we've got going on, especially because for me, it feels like we're starting to get back into the swing of things. You know what I really should do is put so forgive me right now. I'm just technical changing, changing of the guard. There it is. Okay. Somebody told me earlier that I needed to bring it up a little bit. Okay. And I like that you're not looking at my nose. So we're going to do it that way. And I'm going to stick the electric in to make it screen brighter. See how that works? That helps a lot. There's Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Tracy's the first one to comment. Tracy, yay! So yesterday was book day. As you know, I am giving away 8 copies of these. Now I only have 7 copies left. Hi, Sherry. It's good to see you. I only have 7 copies of these left. Kelly Mata was our winner on Monday, and I've got it. It's actually on its way in the mail today for her. So congratulations to Kelly, and you could be next. The way Kelly won is by sharing this Facebook video. When you share these videos and you help get the word out that dinner doesn't have to be a nightmare, that it can be easy, that it can be fun, and this little book is going to give you all of the menus, recipes, and shopping lists. This is from my first book, a little different. It's a mass paper book, so you know, mass paperback. That's what it is, not mass paper book, mass paperback. These are just a little bit different. They're smaller and cheaper and easier for the publisher to make, and so you know, they work in certain venues. And this was done years and years ago for CVS, who asked for them to be done in this particular format, and they sold them like this. So anyway, I have, when I was packing, I found about 8 copies of these. I had no idea that I still had them, so I am giving them out. So all you have to do to win one of these is to give out your, share this video, share Saving Dinner, share our Saving Dinner page, whatever you do. And when you do it, if you change your settings to public, I can see that you shared it, and that's how I trace Kelly down. I saw tons of shares, but unless I can see it, I can't tell. There's Christy and Catherine from Florida. Good to see you. And Maureen, good to see you too. Anyway, so that's the fun thing. I love that you guys share all of this, and I love that we're getting the word out that dinner does not have to be the hassle that it can be, especially, you know, when you're trying to manage a household and you've got dinner to get on the table and everybody needs you for something. Isn't it nice to know that you've got dinner in a crock pot, you've got dinner in the Instant Pot or whatever? That's why we have our one pot collection on sale right now. It's $10 off, so you get the whole kit and caboodle for only $27 as opposed to $37. Hey there, Willow. I'm so glad you're there. So let me just tell you what's in there, because I keep forgetting, so I have to keep checking my notes. See, I have notes. You get 15 crock cooker meals. You get the Dutch oven meals, which Dutch ovens, by the way, in the winter, what a fabulous way to do dinner. And if you are living like we have a wood burning stove, you can do your Dutch oven right on top of your wood burning stove. I know this sounds like Little House on the Prairie, but let me just tell you, it's a phenomenal thing. Hey Rita, good to see you. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. Pressure cooker or your Instant Pot. We have Instant Pot specific recipes, and we have pressure cook general recipes, and they're super easy to translate, so don't worry about that. Or if you ever have a question, remember you can always reach me. support@savingdinner.com gets all the questions sent to me. So keep that in mind. So you've got 15 pressure cooker, also Instant Pot recipes, 15 stock pot recipes. Now here's the thing about a stock pot recipe. When you make plenty of food, you get plenty of leftovers. And leftovers are not something to be like going, ooh, leftovers, yuck. No, you should be cherishing those leftovers because it means you cook once, you eat twice. It's fabulous. And there's always something that you can do to make it just a little bit different. I'll tell you, we had a pork tenderloin. It was fabulous. We had Marla over and her husband, Robert, from Fly Lady. You all know who she is. And I had her over for dinner. We had this lovely marinated pork tenderloin. It was delicious. And we grilled it on the grill. And I had a bunch of vegetables that went with it. It was a fantastic dinner. When we had plenty of leftovers. So what did we do with those leftovers? I took that and I cut it up and I sauteed some onion and red bell peppers with it, and I made fajitas. And then I made Cuban sandwiches. And then I took the rest of it and Mark made it into hash. So there was always something that I could do with it. There was always some way to make it fun. I see Terry and Kathy and Patsy. Thanks for sharing, Patsy. I really appreciate that. And there's my friend Marla. Hi, Marla. Good to see you. I'm just talking about our pork dinner that we had the other day. Yeah, and we're doing it again. Tomorrow we're having a marinated beef. I've got a big fillet of beef. I've been marinating that since yesterday, so it's going to be really super delicious, on point. And what I like to do is serve it with tons of vegetables, and then you get this array of delicious leftovers that you can do all kinds of things with it. Mark is probably going to have a steak sandwich with it. I'm going to chop it up and do a stir fry with it. Fajitas again, whatever, tacos, name it, a steak salad. I love a good steak salad. That's always delicious. So that's what I'm doing. And plus I have not finished 10 skillet. This is for our one pot special. And remember, one pot is usually $37. It is only $27 with the code. Don't forget the code, one pot AUG, A-U-G, one pot AUG, all one word. It's not case sensitive. Use that when you check out and you'll get $10 off your purchase. That's a deal. So take advantage of that. I love this particular collection because you can choose from paleo, keto, or classic family. However it is that you eat, you're going to find something in there. Paleo, classic, and low carb. So there's something for everybody in there. And it's easy for like the low carb, that's super easy to make. Keto, you just have to add some avocado pretty much, or add a little MCT oil or olive oil or something on the food that you're eating. You just have to boost up the fat a little bit. It's super easy to make those little shifts. And especially if you're eating keto the way I like to do it, we do it the hot melt method, which is super anti-inflammatory, lots of less cheese, lots of less bacon and things like that. It was just like really getting into the healthiness of eating keto. It really, really works, okay? So, and I'll talk to you about all of that. I've got a hot melt sprint coming up, and that's coming up in September. And I'm going to be doing it, and I'm going to invite you to do it with me. It's super easy. Every day I'll be giving you hints on how to do it. And if you've ever heard the term dirty keto, it's sort of dirty keto without the dirtiness. In other words, you're not going to have to count macros and micros. You're not going to have to pee on sticks. You're not going to have to do all that garbage. You're just going to have to eat a certain way. So all it is shifting the way the foods that you eat. Well, first of all, you're going to go very low carb. That's easy. We know how to do that, right? You're going to go a little less protein, just a little. So you'll back off by maybe an ounce, maybe two, depending on how you process things. And you're going to be adding a lot more fat into your diet. Now, this doesn't work for everybody. And if you have compromised digestion, my suggestion is that you get on top of that first. Digestive enzymes work great. And I don't have many to show you right now, but I do have them in my little bag of tricks, but I don't have them right now, but I will explain to you, and we'll go all into digestion. And if you have questions about digestion, I'm happy to take you for a whole sort of mini class on digestion and how to make it better, because this is one of the biggest things that holds women back, especially women of a certain age. It holds us back. We're not getting the nutrient value that we need from the food that we're eating. We're naturally going to have cravings. Our bodies are going to keep saying, eat, eat, eat. You're not getting what you need. I mean, doesn't that make sense? But if you get your digestion under control, in other words, you're pooping and peeing the way you should be. Sorry, that's the food and water on the way out. If you're taking care of that kind of business, you're making sure that you're getting adequate fiber, and most Americans do not, especially women. This is so amazingly important. Number one cancer for women is colon cancer, not breast cancer, it's colon cancer. Fiber needs to go up. This is why I love FiberMender. Oops, and I never get this straight. FiberMender 3.0. Right now, we're out of it in the shop. It's been ordered, and I ordered a ton more. If you're looking for something that's going to help you with your appetite, help you with the feeling of fullness, and help you to poop, FiberMender 3.0 is your friend. And my suggestion is that you order it, even though you see it on back order, and get a couple of containers. I'm going to show you something. This is the funny thing about this stuff. First of all, it's made with konjac root. Konjac root is interesting because they've done tons of studies, and what they've shown is that this little scoop, look how tiny this is. You see how tiny that is? Okay, just to put it into perspective, look, that's my little finger. That little scoop, good, I got it all over my computer. That little scoop is going to swell to 100 times its size. So it keeps you full, and it acts like pectin, and it pulls what it needs to pull, all the toxins, all the junk through your digestive tract. And I am telling you, your poop will be the poop that you're going to want to take pictures and put it on Facebook. Not that bad, but it's pretty crazy. But I love FiberMender for that. It's one of my favorite things to use. It gels up at the bottom of your glass, and when it gels up, I go through this. This is just my craziness. I go through and I peel it back with my finger, and I eat the little gel goo that comes down at the bottom of my glass. I swear I do. But it's like having a little smoothie gummy. It's fun. So anyway, those of you who know my FiberMender, I know have loved it. There's Kimmy and Linda, Chelsea, so good. Yes, it's bone broth. There's Mary Barth. Hello, Mary. Good to see you. And Sue and April and Izzy. Yay. Hi, everybody. So question and answers. One of the favorite things that I like to do is the Q&A. And I love it when you send in your questions, because I know nutrition can be just such a tricky subject, and there's so much information out there. There's a lot of outdated information, and there's a lot of stuff that I just, what I do is I follow the science, and I also follow the money and find out who is backing these research. So when I give you anything, it's like the best that I can find at the moment. And that changes sometimes. And it's also something else. I had somebody who a long time ago wrote me this email and said, you changed your mind on this nutritional thing, that nutritional thing. And I wrote her back and I said, well, thank God I did, because the information that I was giving you 20 years ago was the information that we had based on the research that we had at the time. Things change. So just understand something. I'm going to give you the information that I have that is up to date. And if there's something that needs to be researched out or looked at, I am going to be looking at it. So that's my promise to you. I'm a research junkie that way, and I always follow the research. If somebody tells me something, or I read something in an article, or I see it in a Facebook post, and they say the research says, I'm not going to just take them up on it. I'm going to go Google and find out, what is this research? Then I'm going to go find the research paper. Then I'm going to go read it. And the reason that I do this is because this is important stuff. You don't tell somebody to do something unless you've got the research to back it up. And that means double-blind placebo studies. That means that somebody has taken the time to do the work to find out if it is true or not. Now, one thing I can tell you that we can always stand on, and that is whole foods are always best, always. But that doesn't mean all whole foods are right for everyone. I'll give you an example. Marla, I'm going to use you as an example because you gave this one out today. Hi, Brenda. Good to see you. Tracy said she's waiting on her order. Yay! She took advantage of our big sale last week. But take advantage of this sale this week. Don't forget to get that one pot OG. That's your code for getting our one pot thing. And you can read the blog about it. You go to savingdinner.com/blog. You can read the latest on the do's and don'ts for using your Instant Pot. And right below that, we have the link to go there. And all you have to do is remember to put that code in, and you can get this ebook full of fabulous, fabulous recipes. And remember, any way you want it: paleo, low carb, classic, great. So you know, all of that makes sense. Hey, Chelsea and Kimmy. Yeah, Kimmy says yes to the science. She's got the check marks. Yes to the science. Science is what differentiates us at Saving Dinner. It's what differentiates us. I'm a nutritionist. I've been a nutritionist since 1992, and I follow everything and I read everything. Things don't make sense, I'm not going to do it. If it's not practical, I'm not going to do it. It's like when keto came along, I can't tell you how many people, and I have, you know, one of the things that I do on Saving Dinner is I write recipes for health influencers and doctors, and you know, I do think all on the back end, I'm not going to say who they are, but on the back end, I do these recipes for these folks. Well, I had a bunch of people asking for keto recipes, and when I was reading them and looking at them, I was just like, oh, this is the equation for inflammation. But the idea there, the science behind eating keto is there. It's just how are you going to do it? And that's why we came out with our own method called the hot melt diet. And the hot melt diet basically is just exactly what I told you, backing away a little bit from the protein, adding the fat in, and it's good, healthy fat. And it, you know, it's not that we're against bacon, but we use it as a condiment. We don't use it as the main attraction. We don't add tons of cheese to everything because we are interested in keeping the inflammation down. When you keep inflammation down, that's when you start feeling better. And that's when you start to see things, the needle moves on the scale, and you start to feel, you know, like a new human being. What's wrong with that? I sure like that. Okay, so don't forget, your Q&A is on Friday. If you have a question, you send in a support ticket to go to support@savingdinner.com and you just say, this is for Leanne on Facebook. Please do that too, because sometimes people just send in a question randomly and my support team will not know if it's for Facebook or what you need or whatever. And I want to support you the way that I can. Remember I said that yesterday, I am here to support you. Everybody's got a journey and they've got a different way to run this journey and a different way to do things. And I want to make sure that you have what you need in order to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you're trying to get just a healthy classic diet and just get dinner on the table every night for your family, I can help you with that. If you're trying to lose weight, Lord knows I've done that a few times. I can help you with that too. If you are a woman of a certain age and you need some help with kind of, you know, understanding what it is that your body needs at this time in your life, I can certainly help you with that. Those are things that I can help you with, and you know, there's things that I'm experienced with, and I promise you I'm empathetic. I'm not going to lay down any kind of judgment on you at all. I am here to help you. I'm here to support you. That's my main thing. So if you go to savingdinner.com, that's why you're going to see a little pop-up that comes up and says, hey, we will send you a menu for a week. I want you to try my menus. I want you to try them and see how they work for you. Because this is the thing, getting dinner on the table night after night after night, it can, you know, it's boring sometimes, right? And it's like, oh, here we go again, you know, they need to eat. But it, you know, it's not going to go away. I promise you that it's not going to go away. But I can help you with getting those meals on the table, and I can help you to make it a habit, and I can help you shortcut it and anything else that you need. This is how I roll, and it's what I've been doing for 19 years, and it's my pleasure. I enjoy doing this. I think it's fantastic. I love seeing people get it, and it just makes so much sense. You know, it's like getting your act together when you've got your morning routine and your evening routine, and you start, you know, swishing and swiping, and you learn all of that from Fly Lady. You know, Fly Lady taught me how to get my act together when I was homeschooling my kids, when I was working as a freelance writer, and I was overwhelmed. And we lived on a little house on the prairie. We had 2 cows out there that needed to be bottle fed every day. We had goats and chickens. We had 2 kinds of chickens. We had the meat chickens. We had the other chickens with the, you know, with all the eggs. And everybody needed to be attended to. Plus, don't ask about the dogs and cats. We had those as well. So we had a full house, And I was busy. I was up until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning writing. And then I'd have to get up to make sure that the kids got on, you know, on task and doing all their stuff. And my house was crazy. I didn't have a dishwasher. I had an 1860s farmhouse in Rutherford, North Carolina. Anybody know where that is? You get points if you know where that is, by the way. And my story is, I found somebody said, I asked on my homeschool board and said, I've got to get myself together. I can't do that. I've got these kids that I'm homeschooling and everything's a disaster. And it's just like barely getting through the day. You know, that feeling of barely getting through your day. And at the end, you're laying in bed and just going, I feel like I got nothing done. And I hate that. The only thing I had going for me was I was able to get a meal on the table, but that didn't mean that I was able to keep the kitchen clean. And the kitchen wasn't always clean. The kitchen was a disaster. And my sink was just a huge, I mean, you know, it was like an old time farmhouse sink with the, you know, hot and cold water with the little soap dish on the top. That was it. And it was a disaster. The whole house was a disaster. So I followed the steps. I did the 27 fling boogie. I shined that sink. It was pitted, it was awful, but I shined that thing up like it was, you know, the only precious silver in my household. I did all of the things. And that's how I wrote Marla a little fan letter, and she didn't even have a website at that time. Sink Reflections was not created yet. And you know, I said, I want to write a story about you for the Rutherford, what was the name of the newspaper? Ugh, I can't remember, but it was in Spindale or Forest City or something. But I was writing for the newspaper on a regular basis. I had my own column. And I also wrote, you know, the B section, you know, the front page B section, the human interest. I wrote those human interest stories. And so I wanted to write an article about Marla. I thought she was interesting. And I thought, you know, if anybody can help me get organized who was born not organized, then I knew that I could get some, you know, I could get a lot of eyeballs on that column. Well, the only way that they were going to let me write this article at all is if there was some kind of connection to Rutherford County. It just so happens that there was, because Marla's husband, Robert Silly, was our judge at the time. So he was a circuit court judge, and so he was our judge in Rutherford County. And so I opened up and said, Robert Silly, our Rutherford County judge, wife, Marla Silly, blah, 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 is the Fly Lady. And that's how we started the whole thing. And I went up to her house, freak snowstorm, if you can believe that, it was in April. Freak snowstorm. My headlight fell out of I had this old dilapidated Volvo station wagon, kids in the back seat because they homeschool. Where else are they going to go? And I warned her. I said, I'm coming up. You know, the only thing I'm not bringing are the farm animals, pretty much. And I said, I'm coming up with the kids. And we went up there, and it was supposed to be for an hour. And we ended up staying for the entire day. And Marla showed Peter, my son at the time was 7. He's 27 now, by the way. And she showed him how to fly fish. She showed, I can't remember what she showed Caroline, but it had to do with sewing, I think, because they were both interested in that, and crafting and things. But the thing that was so neat was just how we hit it off immediately, obviously. And that's when she said, hey, listen, if you would like to help, if you'd like to write for my friends, for my ladies about cooking, she said, my husband and I go out to dinner all the time. And I said, sure. And the rest is history. And of course, I could tell you all the rest of it. But the point, though, is that we are here to help people get their lives together. When you can get your life together domestically, I think something really happens. Then you can divert your attention into other things that you want to do. Here's something too, and I've been studying this, and you know, I'm finding it really interesting about stress, and how stress in women just is a triggering substance, really, that takes us away from just, you know, our soul's work, the things that we want to do, and the things that we see as possibilities and see as our future. And I've noticed that when we get our houses in order, and when we have dinner ready to go, and it's something that's planned, and tomorrow night we're not freaking out about it, or having somebody phone us. I remember, you know, getting a phone call like, what's for dinner, and feeling that the hairs on the back of my neck go up, just because I didn't know. I didn't have a plan for it. It was just like whatever's there. And that doesn't work. It not only does it not work, it sucks your time away. It puts the stress levels up, because even if you're not, in a stressful situation, if it's in your head and you don't have it handled, it is, stirring the pot on your cortisol. And cortisol is the stress hormone. Stress hormones basically hold all of the fat burning hormones hostage and doesn't allow us to have that process of burning fat, even though we're doing all the things that we're supposed to do. So this is just some interesting stuff, because, I'm sure Marla shared on her video just this morning that we have 31 chapters for our new body clutter book coming up. We have a different title for it. You'll find out all more about it later. But, in that, one of the chapters in there is going to be about stress, because I'm finding the more research that I'm doing, the more that the stress that we have in our lives, and there's so many different kinds of stress, by the way, and we are all bombarded with it daily, all of us, wherever we are, wherever we're living, with whatever we've got on our plates. We all have some kind of stress, and it is interrupting our lives. So all of that said, get it together, bring it together, and just start doing the things that you need to do. This idea of saying, oh, but I'm paralyzed, you're spending more time talking about that than you are just saying, stop it, go and do it. And that's what I've noticed, is that when, it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to get done. And it's not that hard to do. It's just a matter of just saying, you know what, I'm just going to go do that. Yesterday, for example, I got really tired of sitting. I got really tired of doing all the things that, I've been doing around here. And even though the house is finally set up, and I will take you on a tour, I promise, including our beautiful view, but I'm going to wait for a day when you can really see the view. It's gorgeous. When I was doing all of that, I was just like, from everybody going in and out, and having like the cable guy coming and the internet guy coming, and all these guys coming with their ladders and their things and through in and out of the door with the work boots. I said, these floors just need to get done. And it took me 10 minutes, just use the carpet sweeper thing. Marla, she got me all the toys. So I'm like using them all, and they all work great and just gets the job done. And I didn't even have to think about it. I just did it. Took 10 minutes because I wanted to get off my duff anyway. I was tired of sitting here, and I just did that. So now the floors are done. Who cares? I did it a little bit out of order. Who cares? It's done. That's perfect. Hi, Kathy. Terry Lynn is here, and so is Diane. These are my ladies. Yes, my house is looking fabulous, I must say. I think, I get, it's so funny. I get really, I don't know what the word is, but super hyper focused on just like, it's got to get done. And I want to hang those. So I spent Sunday just hanging pictures, and I showed you the pictures yesterday, and they look nice. I like the pictures hung. I like the pillows fluffed up and karate chopped in the middle, so it's got the little dent. I am that person. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does need to look pleasing. I like to walk into my living room and say, you know what, I really like it here. I want to hang out. That's just how I roll. But I can get a little pedantic. I love you back, bunches. Diane and Terry, thank you. And Jamie, good to see you as well. I'm so glad everybody is here. So let's see what else I have for you. I told you about the back orders, and I told you that the Fiber Mender was back ordered. We also have vanilla. Perfect Paleo Protein is back ordered. The other two are not. We have a ton of the other two, and the unflavored and the chocolate. But vanilla is ordered, and I ordered a ton of stuff, so it's all coming in. L-glutamine's on back order. It is also coming in. I'm going to do a whole thing on your digestion, healing your gut, and I'm going to talk about how that's all connected to your brain. You know that brain fog that we get? A lot of times it's connected to our gut. Did you know that? So if we can get all of that stuff together, this is how we start bettering ourselves. This is how we do the next level up. And let's get rid of the inflammation first. Then we can start talking about correcting things that are out of whack. And just doing just these small things, with just these small amount of supplements, not that you have to have like 900 supplements and, you know, be juicing kale every morning and all that. I don't believe in that. It's not sustainable. It's one of the reasons why I don't believe in keto diets and peeing on sticks and all that. It's ridiculous. Who's going to do that? I don't want to pee on my own hand. Do you? I don't think so. So that's how that whole thing works. And that's why I'm telling you about the different programs that we have and how we do it. And it's based on research, it's based on practicality, and it's based on, would I do this myself? It's just that simple, okay? All right, so recap. It's been a half hour, ladies, and I've had a good time, but I gotta get back to work. If you'd like to win this book, and I want you to, because I've got tons of these, and you know, if this goes well, and Kelly, I'm sure, is going to be enjoying her book soon, who won this yesterday. On Monday, I will be announcing our second winner. If you'd like to win this book, I'd love to put it in the mail to you. All you have to do is share this video, this Facebook Live, Saving Dinner, share it and tell your friends about it. You can make comments here. You can make comments over on our Saving Dinner page. Anything that you want to do, any way that you want to share the love with Saving Dinner, this is how you get to the place of winning a book. And I'd love to send it to you. That's number one. Number two, if you want to take advantage of our referral program, do you know you get $5 for every person you refer? You get a $5 gift card into our store. Hallelujah! When you refer somebody, and there's a way to do it. If you go to savingdinner.com/blog, right behind, you know, you read the blog, then there's a little link that tells you about the One Pot thing that we have with the code. And then if you go right behind, underneath that, you are going to see how to get involved with our referral program. I mean, that's an easy thing to do, right? The other thing is NutriCoach. I had another question about that. How do I get a hold of you? And I'm trying this again. That's how you get a hold of me. That is how you make an appointment to talk to me, right? If you want to talk to me, NutriCoachSchool.com. And listen, you know, you get your house in order and you get your dinner times handled, you're going to have more room for starting to really think about what it is that you want in your life. What do you want your career to look like? What are you trying to do with your life? What do you want things to be like? And I find that it's really imperative that when you are kind of dreaming about the way things could be, is that you have to get the basics down first. And that's why a morning routine and evening routine is so important. That's why knowing what's for dinner is so important. When you put all those things together, then you've got your life on automatic pilot. All that stuff no longer needs to be in the frontal cortex of your brain. It just happens. Isn't that great? It's sort of like breathing. It's like, you know, you don't have to think, oh, now it's time to take a breath. I mean, it just happens. And you can put your life on automatic pilot when you've got these different areas of your life under control. I just told you my entire story of how I became friends with Marla in the first place, and how we have been working together for all these years, almost 20 years, and how, you know, that's how our friendship was built. She saved my skin, and, you know, I turned around and saved hers back in 2000, whatever it was, when we were, you know, we first had the body clutter. It started with an emergency, and it worked into us both losing 52 pounds, which was 53 for Marla, I think it was, and 52 for me. But it was extraordinary, and this is what we do, and this is how friends are with each other. And that's how you want to build your friendships. It's always give and take. And if you're always in the place like, how can I give? Then you're always going to be in the place of, you know, being met with gratitude. So that's all I have for you today. Go ahead and go grab your Instant Pot, and don't your Instant Pot. Go grab your One Pot collection, and don't forget it comes in paleo, it comes in low carb, and it comes in classic. Yay! One Pot AUG, AUG, to get that going. And that's all I have for you today. So I hope to see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock, same time. Thanks for the love. When you give me love, it just sends my heart is soaring. And let's see. There you go. Marla said it was 2004. Okay. Yeah, we are women lifting women. And you know, a rising tide lifts all boats. And that's how you should be in your friendships. You know, you're constantly that rising tide with each other. And that's what I love about Marla. It's just, I know she's got my best interest in mind. She knows that I've got hers as well. We watch each other's backs. We need that. And we collaborate together and we talk and, you know, blah, blah, blah. That's how it is. Lots of love. So share this, send it out to with all your friends. I want you to win a book. If you have any questions, don't forget, send them in, support@savingdinner.com, and on Friday, I will answer them. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.